When I knew I wanted to write this book, I realized I was going to have to learn about elephants firsthand. So I actually contacted my South African publicist at the time, and I asked her to find me an elephant expert. And she did. Her name is Jenna Metcalf, and she works for the University of KwaZulu-Natal, but she has been doing a lot of work with elephants in the Tuli block of Botswana for many years. And she agreed to have me come down, in addition to my daughter and a professor from Vassar who was helping me do research. And she took us out and taught us all about elephants. She taught us how to identify them based on the markings and the cuts in their ears. She taught us what an elephant family looks like, what their society looks like. She taught us a lot about grief, too, and how elephants manifest grief. For example, when an elephant dies in a herd, often the rest of the herd will stay with the body of that elephant. A mother will stay with her calf for many, many days after it dies. Elephants are particularly interested when they come across the bones of other elephants. They will pick them up with their trunks. They will rub their hind feet over them. They'll carry them around for a while. They do not act this way with the bones of any other animals. They can absolutely identify the fact that these were elephant bones. Elephants have been known to break into research camps and to take bones that researchers are working with and bring them back to the spot where that elephant died. And they also, for many years after the death of an elephant, will go back to the spot where that elephant died. And their behavior gets very different. Their ears droop, their tails droop, they seem more somber, more subdued, very much like we would be if we went to go visit a gravesite. So all of this stuff was fascinating to me. Then I began to do research at the elephant sanctuary in Tennessee in the States. And there's an elephant that lived there named Sissy. Sissy was a survivor of the 1981 flood in Gainesville, where the waters literally submerged the whole zoo. And she was found 24 hours underwater with her trunk right up like this over the waterline. When they finally rescued her and they brought her to the sanctuary, she was absolutely traumatized, as you can imagine. And she had a security blanket of sorts. She used to carry around a tire. And that was like, her little special toy. Well, she carried this thing for years. Eventually, she bonded with two other elephants there, Winky and Tina. When Tina died, Sissy stayed with her as she was dying. After Tina passed away, she stayed with the body for over 24 hours. She moved back only to let the staff dig and bury Tina's body. And then she stayed there for another 24 hours and took her tire and placed it on Tina's grave, kind of like a wreath. And then she left and she never used that tire again. And so, there's that sense that she understood her friend was gone and she wanted to give her something that meant a lot to Winky herself. To Sissy herself, that Tina could take with her wherever she was going. And I love that story because I think it speaks volumes about the capacity that elephants have, not just for grief, but also for empathy.